Hi guys. So it's Tuesday, a little late getting it recorded, but here I am, coming to you guys. Um, didn't want to think you guys to think I quit because I haven't. Things have been just a little busy. We had mom surgery. We had garage sale, went well. We have work. So it's been good. Um, we have been talking about motivation, positive thinking, negative thinking. Notice that I didn't stay on that negative thinking too much. Not going to make a whole video about it. But we are going to continue to stay positive. So, I think what we need to think about when motivation, staying positive, is something that most people will say to you and you might not understand. So, hold on just a second. Again, not your therapist. I am just sitting here giving you communication, talking to you about motivation and all things positive about it, okay? So when I talk to people, like clients, and I'm like, so why? Find me your why. Tell me your why of why you want to do A, B, C, D, whatever it may be. So tell me your why. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding. Like, because I want to. But why do you want to do what you want to do? Why do you need that motivation? What does that thought process of finding your why do? What it does is it motivates you itself. Just saying, I need to find my why will motivate you to hit the goal that you're looking for. So we'll use my board exam that's coming up. My why. I needed to find my why on why that was important and what's motivating me to, get to that degree and get to the end filter and make sure that everything is okay. So my why is because without that degree, without that test, my degree becomes just a master's degree. It doesn't allow me to practice and do what I want to do. It doesn't allow me to talk to clients and engage and, create growth and new patterns and happiness. It doesn't do any of that. So my why is because I want more. So when I'm looking for my why, I have to think of all the things that it's going to allow me. Okay? So your why is a statement of purpose that describes why you do what you do to create or reach the goal that you're wanting to do. Okay? It's important to know the why, because without the why of whatever you're wanting to do, there's no goal, there's no end statement, there's no finish, there's no defined end, basically. So knowing the why is very, very important. Okay. And it might take it a minute to get there. For example, people are like, I want to graduate high school. Okay. Why do you want to graduate? Because everybody else graduates. Okay, but why do you want to graduate? Oh, because, you're just supposed to. But why do you want to? Why are you supposed to? You really have to dig deep and you have to learn to define the why of what you're doing. The why, taking the board exam. Everybody that wants to be a therapist has to do it, right? But why do we have to take that? Why do we have to pass that board exam? Why do we have to complete that? And the actual why of that is because there's something greater than just that reason. Because everybody can, take a test. But what are they wanting to get out of it? What's the purpose? What's the behind? Kind of like losing weight, okay? I'm going to be honest. Work has slowed me down a little. And it's an excuse. I get it. I'm not eating bad. By all means, don't think that I'm that. I'm not doing my workouts like I was. Because I walk freaking 10,000 miles a day, or it feels like it. So I'm slowed down a little bit. It's hotter than the Hootenannies out there. It's 98 degrees today, y'all. I'm in Oklahoma. It feels like I'm on the freaking, sun. It's hot. So I've just gotten a little bit out of the scope. But my why for losing weight. If y'all remember when I first started talking about motivation and what I was motivated to do, I said I was motivated to lose weight. Okay? But what was my why in that? If you think back about what I said, there was never just I want to feel better. No, I want to feel better so I can be here for the people that I love, so that I can be healthy for the people that I love, so I can do more with the people that I love. I want to be here, and my why is because there's so much more greater than myself. So, being able to identify that why is very important. It becomes very important to identify the why. And I think a lot of people in the process of setting goals or wondering, what they can do differently, I think they forget that it doesn't have to all be done at once. Okay? You can sit down. You can have your little book. Somebody's been writing on my paper. You can write down a goal. 1, 2, 3. So you could write down, I will pass my test. I will be a better listener. Funny because I'm a pretty good listener, but I will lose weight. And if we remember back to the beginning of this conversation, when we first started talking about motivation, I think you guys will notice or identify that my goals are still kind of the same, but I've been able to broaden them, okay? Or not broaden them, define them more. I defined them, but I broadened them because the more that I've defined the actual goal of I will lose weight, I went down and I made this little tree here and I put healthy for better life. I've just broken it down. So each of my goals has become to have little treelets. I want to be a better listener. So part of that could be I will sit down and give somebody 15 minutes of my time. I will be more available. I will be more open. So all of these goals can have little facets. And it's not until you start really digging in that you can really set a defined goal. And that in itself, the soul searching part, the little meat of this motivates you to sit down and just get this initial goal down. To get this on paper will begin that motivation process. It will start feeding you your why. It'll start feeding you your motivation. It'll start bringing positive thoughts. It'll start bringing wants and desires. And with time, what you'll see is all that negativity that was holding you down and keeping you from getting to what you want will soon go away. Because once we get to a goal, have we not completed what we wanted to do? Yeah. So not much negativity in that, right? So you have to find your why. You have to go through the processes of creating goals. You have to figure out what you want in life, what you're wanting to do, what you're wanting to do with your job, what you're wanting to do with your school, what you're wanting to do with your degree. You have to find your motivation. You have to find your why. You have to find your goal. You have to figure out what you want. And you have to create something magical from there, okay? We did the positive box last week. Jar. I used a jar. And it's kind of funny because I forget about all the little small tactics that come with, being positive and what motivates us. And, the more that I see positive motivation and I'm back in a therapeutic setting at work and I am getting to engage and adapt with people and clients, it feeds my soul so much more. Okay. So the next big thing in my career is getting my licensure. So I have 479 hours, which has already been reduced by 90 hours, which is amazing. So I have, let's say 390 hours left. Okay. And within 390 hours, I'd like to take my exam and I'd love to pass, because when I am done in 390 hours, I want to be able to sit there and get my licensure and put it on my wall just like everybody else does, because I'm motivated. Okay. So I really have to find the motivation with that because it's hard. It's hard because you have to study, and I'm not a studier. I've never been a studier. To be honest, I'm not a test taker. I hate tests. They scare me. I have severe test anxiety. I don't do well. And I don't really know how I'm going to get through this. But I know I have the tools that I need to try. And I know I have the tools that I need to surpass and pass. And I know that I have the motivation and determination to continue on. And I know my why is so that I can get through and become a licensed therapist just like I want to do. Okay? Licensed therapist is my goal, an LPC. Not an LPC candidate anymore, an LPC. Diane Bates, MSLPC. That's what I want to do. That's my why. I want to use that and I want to help. And I want to be all that I can be for everybody that I can be. So that's where I'm at with it. I had to find my why. It wasn't because I had to. I could have my degree and I could have been done. Like, it doesn't require that you take your test. But what do I want to do? What's my why with that? Why did I go into the degree that I did? So I found the motivation. I found my why. I'm working on things and ways to get to that. I have a positive jar. I use, and again, I don't really have a jar anymore. My jar is just really in my head. Because, to be honest, like I said, I'm just a glass half full person. I don't have a lot of negativity, so I'm not one of those that struggle with that. Even with my body or my weight or, because it's taken me forever to get my degree or my licensure, none of that. Nothing really pulls me down, okay? Not really negative that way. So I don't have to write it down. So I have a lot right here, and I'm a good self-motivator, okay? Or I'm a really good self-talker, like... Dang, Diane, your hair looks nice today. Not really, but it looks amazing because it's there, right? So if you don't need to write it down, just make sure you're consciously just repeating things in your head so you can stay positive and you can reach hard and be motivated to reach your goals. So with that, I will say that I will probably do another video. I'm supposed to do Tuesdays and Thursdays, so probably Thursday. Maybe record tomorrow or something. We're going to kind of just follow on the same trend until you guys tell me that you're tired of hearing about positivity and motivation and happiness. I mean, I don't see why anybody would get tired of that. But if you do, hey, shoot me a line. Let me know what your issue is. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I'll be honest, very positive. I'm fixing to go jump in the pool and cool off because, again, it's hot here. We're like living on the sun and stuff. And whew, I just need to be in the water today. So I am going to be getting off of here. I will follow up on Tuesday or Thursday. I might actually have a worksheet or something engaging that we can do together while we're talking. And just kind of see what we can do to combine everything together, the motivation, the why, the goal setting, positive thoughts, and just see what we can do to combine all of that here. So, I don't know, maybe it would be a good idea to talk to somebody. Maybe I'll bring William in here or something, and we'll talk to him about what motivates him and see if we can use him as an example. We'll see. At work, some good things are happening. So I was at my job for, I don't know, May was my actual hire date at that last place, and I was there until March. So I wasn't there very long. I'd been with the company since late 2016 though. And I went back in, and I'm telling you, I'm just gonna be honest, it was a shit show. A shit show in a handbasket. Like, I just could not believe it. And it was so sad because there's so much motivation and potential for that place. And there's such greatness that could come from that. And all the kids that we work with could benefit so much more with just some good things such as structures and, positivity and day in a life. And just great things. There could be wonderful things that could come. And we're starting to see it. So I've been there 2.5 weeks and already seeing some positive changes. Makes me very happy for the place. And I'm very happy to say that, hey, I've been part of that. So good things there. Found out I might have a client, an individual client coming up, which will be exciting. Um, so yeah, I get to do some groups this week, even better. And aside from that, really don't have much more to say besides stay happy, figure out what your why is. If you figure it out or have questions, message me. Put a comment there. And until next time, guys, stay happy. And please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.